Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another Slimming World update slash how I lose weight, how I maintain weight, all the weight stuff. So I have got my list of meals. I'll be doing cutaways to all of those for you and explaining a bit about Christmas, New Year, food guilt, how I dealt with everything over Christmas. If you saw my video underneath, which was how to plan for Christmas and how to try to keep everything together. Let's see how that went, shall we? So guys, strap in, get a hot drink. Let's talk some weight loss. Little disclaimer, as always, we will be talking about weight loss and food and calorie control and all that kind of stuff. So if that's something that might trigger you, I suggest you go on to another video, look back at some of my older videos. You know, we don't want to upset anybody here. But as you know, since May 2022, we're now in 2023, Happy New Year. And I have been maintaining my weight loss for 4 months now. It took me 4 months to lose 2 stone, and it's now been 4 months that I've been maintaining. So I am doing Slimming World. I'm not going to go into the whole Slimming World thing, but with Slimming World, to maintain your weight loss, you need to be 3 pounds under your target weight or 3 pounds over your target weight, but no more. And I am just half a pound over the lowest point of under my target. So my target was 10 stone. So I'm now 9 stone, 11 and a half pounds. Over Christmas, I did gain. I gained 2 pounds over Christmas, and I gained half a pound each week over December, which I actually thought was fine. This week just gone, I lost 2.5 pounds. So I lost my Christmas weight and some credits. We were talking about how I did that. But I want to go way back to the beginning of December, and I'm going to show you everything that I ate within reason, because there's some nights out and stuff I couldn't film because when you're out having dinners and things, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But I will talk you through. So I have my list here. So guys, let me make you hungry. When I went to Harrods, I went to Keely from Elemis. I went to her workshop, and with the price of the ticket, you got given some bits and pieces. We got given these almond amaretti biscuits. I did look at the sins on the app, they weren't showing up, but I just searched on the app for amaretti and they were around 2.5 sins each. So as I'm maintaining, I am allowed up to 30 sins a day, 3 times a week. Obviously they're meant to be savoury sins, not like chocolate and stuff, but as it was a one-off, I did have the selection I'm showing you there on that plate. I ate all of them and they were so nice. Then I made my own sausage and chips. I do the Linda McCartney rosemary sausages, which are free. I made my own chips, which were free. And I can't remember what else I put in there. I think it was baked beans, which are obviously free, so that's great. Then for breakfast, I went through a bit of a phase of, I got a bit sick of my overnight Weetabix. So I went through a phase of porridge. So I was making porridge, the big bowl, the oh so simple big bowls, because for some reason they're the same sins, or they count as a healthy extra B, better than the small bowls. I don't understand. So it must be the amount of fibre that's in them or something. I don't know. So anyway, I have the big bowl, just a plain flavour, no flavouring to it, just plain. Then I added some banana and cinnamon spice. Now, I didn't use all of my milk allowance on the porridge. I used half milk, half water. And do you know what? It was just as nice. Couldn't tell the difference. Then I had the M&S Plant Kitchen Kiev with chips, beans, green beans, broccoli and peas. This was my night off. This was my night at my mum's house, so she made these for me and it was lovely. The M&S Plant Kitchen Kievs are delicious. They're so garlicky. And I think they're around 10 sins each, I think. And the rest of the meal was, actually no, the chips weren't free because she made them properly. So no, this was an off-plan night. Then the next day at work, this was the day of my work's Christmas party. So I had the Slimming World sausage jambalaya for my lunch. The Slimming World ready meals are so good, honestly. They really fill you up and they are really tasty. So I loved that. Then at work, I went through a stage. I pre-make my lunches. I don't have a different lunch every week. I batch cook lunches. So this particular week, I had jacket potatoes with stuff. So on this particular occasion, I had the jacket potato with the Stag vegan or vegetable low-fat chili, which is free of sins and it's delicious. There is so much veg in there. And I pack it out with the, what are they called? The bird's eye steam fresh vegetable thing. I love those. It's so good. So I packed that in as well and just mix it all together and put it in my jacket potato. Then I went to my mum's that night and had sausage, egg, chips and beans. So I don't film every meal. So if I have, like I say, I batch cook, I'm not going to bore you with one thing every week. This is just kind of an overview of what I eat. So this was my mum's sausage, egg, chips and beans, another off-plan night. This must have been Christmas Eve because we had this around lunchtime. Then in that evening, she made some M&S dim sum, which were the little dim sum, steamed dim sum packages, I don't know what they're called. And then chicken satay and prawn toast. So what you see on the plate there is what I had. Then the next morning on Christmas Day, I had smoked salmon, crumpets with scrambled egg. Delightful. Obviously Christmas Day, off plan. Then we had Prosecco around lunchtime, because you do. The Kylie one, very good. Loving Kylie for that. And then we had Christmas dinner. I didn't scrimp on anything Christmas dinner. I went for it. I had exactly what I wanted, and it was divine. And then we had Christmas pudding with the lactose-free single cream for me because I'm lactose intolerant. So that was Christmas. I saw Christmas Day as Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Those 3 days I was off plan. The rest of the time, straight back on it. So let's get into the next day. So I didn't seem to film anything from Boxing Day because my mum makes the traditional Boxing Day dinner, which is salad with the cold meats, and I don't think anything there was off plan really. So maybe apart from the sauces, I had salad cream, but I mean that doesn't really matter. So after that, this must have been a few days later, I went back to the gym on the 28th of December and I weighed myself at the gym. They have a fancy machine that tells you your height, your weight, your BMI and all that kind of stuff. So that day, the 20th, was the last day that I weighed in at the gym. I only do it kind of once a month, but as it was Christmas, I wanted a more accurate reading. So I weighed in on the 20th of December and then I weighed in again on the 28th of December. I only gained a pound. But, and if you look at the times are very similar because I go before work. I only gained a pound, but if you look down at the body fat, BMI and all that stuff, there was quite a difference. So you could see that I had indulged over Christmas. So that was where I was like, okay, it's 28th. I was back at work on that day, so I'm going to get straight back on it. So I went to the gym, I worked out hard, and then I had back on plan meals. So I went out that lunchtime with a friend of mine, went to a pub. So I chose the vegan, what was it now? The vegan, I'm trying to find it, butternut squash risotto, which was actually really nice and really filling. I don't think it'd have been that bad on sins actually. Then in that evening, I had just some vegetables with corn pieces, which are like chicken, and a Nando's sauce with rice, and just kind of mixed it all together. Really good, very low in sins. The Nando's sauce is really good sin-wise. Then I got back on my overnight Weetabix at work because I did miss them. I think I had like 2 or 3 weeks off. And then when I got back into them, I was like, oh yeah, these are good. Then because I was at work and it was a short week, I just had Slimming World meals. So I had the Slimming World penne arrabbiata twice, I think. So that's why I didn't film it twice, with the steam fresh bags. And then I had my partner, when I got home, he made chili con carne for us, which was lovely. Then I had chicken with spices. He made, out of the Take 5 book, he makes like the most amazing peppery kind, it was like paprika and smoked paprika and stuff like that, mixed it with a little bit of water as it made a paste, and then put it on the chicken and put it in the oven. Oh, he made that with rice and vegetables. It was so delicious. I'm actually going to request that he does that again next week. So it was bloody lovely. And then here's my weight chart again. So I can't remember what date is on this weight chart, but as you can see, I've lost 2 pounds and all of my BMIs and my body fat index and everything has gone right down. So I'm buzzing about that. So that was great. For a little snack at work, this is just like a little insight. I had a cup of coffee, usually around 2-3 o'clock after I've had my lunch. I have my lunch between 12 and 1. So about 2-2:30, I start to get a bit, want something sweet. So I always have a coffee with my 2 hi-fi bars, which is an extra healthy, it's a healthy B. I'm allowed 2 extra healthy extras every day as I'm maintaining, and I can choose which ones I want. So I always tend to go for the healthy B, and I have the peanut bars because they're the only ones that are vegan, lactose intolerant. So please, Slimming World, make some more vegan bars because we need them. They are great. Then I made the Slimming World Coronation chicken with rice and broccoli. I wasn't a fan of this. I bought the chicken because I didn't have time to make it. It was just an after work, chuck it in the air fryer. And I didn't really like the sauce. I might try making it myself and do what my boyfriend does and mix it up with water, because this just tasted like really peppery and like fake curry powder. I wasn't a big fan, but you know, the recipe itself might be nice if you try it yourself. Then again, here we go, the weights. So that was the thing. So then, yeah, then I weighed in. Then I went to Slimming World and it was confirmed that I'd lost 2.5 pounds, and I can see the weight loss now. So for me, this is my happy place. The weight that I am at now, 9 stone, 11 and a half, is my happy weight. If I go out and I put on a couple of pounds, you can't really see it. I feel like I can see it because it kind of clings to my stomach and my hips a little bit. It's so silly, but when you're doing this, you do realise it. But at least I know my sweet spot now. I know that I can go out and I can have whatever I want, because now the way that I eat is so different. The mindset has changed completely, which is what I'm going to go into just now. Here we go with the mindset, guys. Let's strap in for a bit of education, shall we? So I'd obviously been gaining weight for a while and I was happy with it. I'd left myself that way, and it just got to a point where I was like, no. And we all reach that point where we say, no, I've had enough. To me, I was in the right frame of mind to do it, and I'm incredibly competitive. And as I've said before, I don't have children. I'm very lucky my partner's really supportive, and he is a healthy eating person anyway. So when I said to him, I'm just going to tweak the way that I eat, he was like, fine, I'm in. So I have stuck to it rigidly, and he's not the sort of person that would just say, oh, let's get a takeaway, and I'll be like, oh, okay. And you know, he's not that kind of guy. So I feel very lucky that I have that support system around me. My mum's really supportive. And now that I'm maintaining, I just find life so much easier. The days that I have no plans, I stick to plan 100%. At work, I'm always food optimizing. Like say last week, because I knew I wanted to lose 2.5 pounds, I had salads all week. I didn't use any of my sins. I went straight back to the original Slimming World plan, not the maintaining plan. And it worked. Within 1 week, I'd lost 2.5 pounds. I was absolutely ecstatic. So to me, now I'm happy. I'm happy to maintain where I am here. I'm going to stay here. This is great. It's my birthday at the end of January, so I have a few meals out planned. So I have spaced them out nicely. The times before that, I will eat 100% on plan, so that when I go out and I do have extra sins and I have a couple of glasses of wine extra, it's not going to have any impact. That is what it's all about, planning. If you plan your life, not all around food, because it sounds like regimented, but it's not. If you just, someone says, oh, do you go for dinner next Tuesday? And you look at your calendar and you're like, well, I've got that thing on Monday, so I'm probably going to have to eat more on the Monday. So could you do it on Thursday or Friday? Or could you do it next week, just to give you a few days to optimize? That's all I do. And I love the Slimming World plan. Like, I don't find it at all restrictive in the slightest, but it has made me not want as much. Last night, for example, we've got some friends coming around this afternoon, and I bought some crisps to put out as like little picky things. And I bought black truffle and olive oil crisps because that's my favourite. And after dinner, I was like, should we just try those crisps? Like, yeah. And I poured quite a big bowl for myself. and I poured my partner a big bowl as well. And then I looked at my big bowl and I was like, actually, no, I don't need that much. So I tipped quite a lot of them back and I had a tiny, tiny bowl. Back in the day, I'd have eaten that whole bag, but it wasn't that I felt guilty. I was just aware that crisps don't do anything for me. Nutritionally, they do nothing. They just taste really nice, but they're really, really fattening. So I was like, if I have 10 crisps, I'll be satisfied because I've scratched that itch that I had. It takes away the craving that I had, but it won't do any damage. That's where I never ever thought before. It would always be like, do you want a glass of wine? Yes. Do you want another glass of wine? Yes. Do you want a bag of crisps? Yes. Do you want a huge bag of crisps instead of a little bag of crisps? Yeah, I better do. I was that person. I never thought about anything other than what I wanted. So now that I'm thinking about it, life is easier and better and things have changed. Like I say, I bought a whole new wardrobe. I've now dropped 2.5 dress sizes. I started this at a size 14 to 16. My 14s, were very tight. I was a 16, but I didn't wear a 16. I hate to admit that. Now I'm a size 10 to 12. I'm a size 11. I'm a 10, comfortably in a 10. Like 10s are slightly snug, but they fit. 12 has room. But an 11, if such a thing existed, would be slap bang perfect. So I'm really, really, really happy with where I am. But guys, honestly, stick with it, stick to the plan. It works. And if you want something naughty, have it, draw a line under it, move on. Don't let one weak moment ruin a whole week for you. Don't let one craving roll into, if you want a bag of crisps, then that evening I fancy a Chinese, then I fancy some ice cream. Don't do that. Have the one thing, scratch the itch, let it go, move on, don't beat yourself up. I'm learning. I am hard on myself. I am learning, and I'm happy that I've reached this place where I can control it, because before, probably couldn't, if I'm honest. So I really hope this was useful. I really hope you continue to follow my weight loss journey with me. Like I say, I'm still going to be posting these. I will still tell you the food that I have, because I am very lucky that I can have such a varied diet with Slimming World. So I will continue to show you that. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Stick with me. I post videos every Sunday at 7 a.m. It could be about hair, beauty, weight loss, food, clothes, fashion, designer gear. I love all of it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Take care.